Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, The Town Watch. My name is Josh Town. Thank you for stopping by today. We have another watch in for review from Christopher Ward. I unboxed it a number of videos ago and I'm finally getting around to doing the review. It's the C60 Abyss GMT. And this is a pretty cool piece. The first thing that I noticed about it was that gunmetal color. It's a really unique looking watch simply because of that gunmetal. It has a bright red GMT hand, 600 meter water resistance, so there's a lot of cool things about this watch, and I'm excited to go into all the details in this review today. So please, before we even begin, hit that like button, and let's jump into this review. Alright everybody, here is the watch, the Christopher Ward C60 Abyss GMT. Look at this beautiful piece. I just think it is a good looking watch. That's my first thoughts and impressions when I see it. I love the gunmetal look, I love the blacked out look, but you'll have to wait till the end to really hear my final verdict as to whether I would buy this watch or not. But let's get into some of the specs and features of the Abyss GMT from Christopher Ward. You see the model number there. The movement is the Sellita SW330. We do have, of course, sapphire crystal here. Case material is stainless steel, and it has a PVD coating on that stainless steel to give it that gunmetal look. Case diameter is 42 millimeters. Case thickness, as I measured it, was 13.8 millimeters. Lug to lug distance is 49, and it does protrude out of the case. The bracelet does, so that distance is right about 53.1 millimeters. Lug width is 22 millimeters, band material is stainless steel, and water resistance is 600 meters or 2,000 feet, and you can see the weight that is there as well on the screen. So this is a really good looking watch. All of the watches from Christopher Ward that I've had are just really high quality pieces. Again, this one is using the Sellita SW330. That is a 25 joule movement, beats at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It's hacking and hand winding, and has a power reserve of about 42 hours or so. Let's jump into the design and durability of this watch. Definitely a unique piece. You don't see a lot of gunmetal colored pieces. You see more blacked out watches, but this gunmetal color is something you do not see all the time. So I like the uniqueness of this piece overall, and that PVD gunmetal finish is kind of cool. I do have to admit that for sure. The case is their tried and true and beautifully designed light catcher case that they use on a lot of their watches, and so it has these multiple beveled edges with satin brushing finish, but also polished finishes, and so it's really a beautifully designed case that I've just come to enjoy from Christopher Ward. So we have that same light catcher case here on this watch. The case back is a black DLC coated case, which looks good with that nice big trident down in the middle, and you can see it is a screw down case back. The crown on this watch is very nice. It's about a 7 millimeter crown. It functions well, easy to grip. You can see there are crown guards there, although they're not really pronounced. They don't really cover the crown too much at all, but the crown really works well, and it is signed, as you can see, with that twin flag logo. And yeah, not much to say there except good job from Christopher Ward. The bezel on this watch is a unidirectional 24-hour bezel, and it looks great. You know, it has the black portion up top and the lighter portion down below to, you know, indicate the nighttime hours and the daytime hours, and it is a really well-functioning bezel. You got these nice large coin edge teeth on the sides to help with gripping this watch, and it is easy to grip and to use for sure, and the action is really nice. No real back play there, and it just sounds really good, very tactile action. There is one problem though, and that is, unfortunately, at least on this one that I have, the triangle does not line up at the top. Let me show you that here if I can. So we're getting it there, and it looks like it has about one more click to really line up. And let's give it that click, and you can see that it is slightly off to the left. So unfortunately, try and push it backwards a little bit, it does not line up. So unfortunately, this model that I have is the case. I can't say that would be the case on all of the models, but as you can see, it is the case on this one that they sent me. So a little bit of a quality control issue. I'm not sure what Christopher Ward would do if you were to reach out to them if you bought this watch and told them about that issue. Perhaps they'd let you send it back and they'd send you a new one. I'm not really sure, but I've been really pleased so far with my dealings with Christopher Ward, and I'm sure that their customer service is really great. Let's talk about the dial of this watch. Let's zoom in a little bit as we talk about it. The dial is really nice. Of course, continuing that blacked out theme, they have a matte black dial. They have a black date window with gray writing there. Nicely applied indices on this watch that are filled with black superluminova, and you can see the hands also are filled with black superluminova as well. The hands are really nicely finished, and you get that really bright painted red GMT hand going on there, and you get some red writing with the 600 meters in red, 2,000 feet on the dial. Move the hands so you can see that, and you get the twin flag logo at the 12 and the Christopher Ward at the 9 o'clock. Now this is not a true GMT. As far as I understand, a true GMT has a jumping hour hand, but this one you use the crown to adjust the. Okay, I'm in the winding position still. I need to pop it out one more. You use the crown to adjust the GMT hand. So just wanted to showcase that to you there, and of course you can adjust the date as well, going the other way. But as far as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, a true GMT has a jumping hour hand, but as you can see, this one controls the GMT hand. So keep that in mind if you really wanted a true GMT, but they do function the same. So legibility on this piece I found to be fine in normal lighted conditions, but as soon as it was kind of dark, this watch is of course hard to see. And there is Loom, as has already been mentioned, and so let's charge it up before I say any more about the Loom and get a Loom shot. So there it is, quick Loom shot. It's nice to have a loomed bezel. In my experience so far with this watch, the loomed bezel of course fades out quicker than the dial, but the dial does unfortunately fade out pretty quickly as well, seeing as it's a black superluminova. You have to expect that somewhat when buying a blacked out watch, but I would have liked to see the Loom a little more potent on this piece. So moving on to the bracelet. The bracelet is really well done, and please excuse any fingerprints you might see, but I love that gunmetal look, beautiful satin brushing. I've really been impressed by the Christopher Ward bracelets that I've had. There is a pin and collar system here. It is a solid milled clasp that works and functions well. Fold over. You get their Christopher Ward name there, and it does have a ratcheting system, so there's no micro adjusts as you would typically see on a lot of different micro brands, the different points of micro adjustment, but this one has a ratcheting system underneath that Basically just push, and then you can slide in and out, you know, and adjust the bracelet in I think 5 or 6 different positions there. So very nice touch for sure from Christopher Ward with that ratcheting system. They do also have these solid end links, of course, and double pushers for the quick release, which for the most part, you know, make it really easy to take off the bracelet. If I can do it right here, like so, and then put it back on fairly easily there, if I can put it on right. Alright, there we go. You know, doing stuff on camera isn't as easy as it looks, but those quick release pins do really make it nice. What else about the clasp here am I forgetting? And the bracelet. Oh yeah, it tapers from 22 millimeters down to about 18 millimeters as I measured it, so a little bit of a taper there. But overall, the bracelet and the clasp are really, really high quality for sure. So the price on this watch on the bracelet is $1,340, $1,340. They do have a couple different strap options that you can purchase this watch with, and that's a little bit cheaper, coming in at $1,195. So not a cheap watch, but Christopher Ward makes some quality pieces, and it's going to be up to you if you think it's worth it or not. But I've been happy to have this piece, and I'm going to get back in front of the camera now and share my final verdict about this C60 Abyss. So what are my thoughts about the C60 Abyss GMT? There's a lot that I like about this watch. I've had it for a number of weeks. I've been wearing it. It's comfortable on my wrist. It's a little bit larger for me, although I can get by with it. My 6.5-inch wrist, that 42 millimeter case diameter. But like I said, it was comfortable. Didn't have any issues with it. And I'm kind of torn though between this gunmetal look. It's so unique, and I think this watch is really high quality and really nice to look at, but personally I just didn't fall in love with that gunmetal look. I think, in my opinion, the gunmetal is something that you either love or hate, and I didn't love it. So I don't think I would find myself buying this watch, but I think a lot of people would. It's not your typical blacked out look where everything is black. There is a lot of black here, but that gunmetal color really makes it unique. I love the 600 meter water resistant rating, and there's a lot that I do like about this watch, but for me, just my personal taste, I could not see myself actually buying this watch, but maybe you could. I want to hear about your thoughts about this Christopher Ward C60 Abyss GMT. They have some other models in the Abyss line. I'll leave some links to Christopher Ward's website where you can find these watches. And please let me know down in the comments your thoughts about this watch. I'd love to hear if you like the gunmetal look, and just anything else you want to tell me about this piece. I love to interact with you down in the comments below. If you liked the video today, please let us know by hitting the like button, share the video with your friends, comment down below. We appreciate the interaction, and it helps out the channel a lot. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you for tuning in to the Town Watch. We'll see you next time.